Hey guys, Ben here from Velflex. Now I'm going to show you how we use a heat press where we don't have that threadability like a table caddy, okay? Table caddy lifts the press up and allows you to thread the shirt all the way to the back. Now some of us though, like this one here down in our QC room where we actually check all of our transfers and make sure that they're working every single day, we just have it here sitting on this bench, and this could be the way that your machine is set up as well. So I want to show you how we would feed this on if we haven't got that threadability and things that we have to be careful of as we're working with the garment. Now, I'll show you taking a hoodie like this, if I was to slide it on and I'm pulling it towards the back, what's happened, as you can see, it's catching here, and I don't know if you can see there, Dave, but it starts to stretch underneath. Okay, so I'm unable to slide it all the way to the back without really stretching the garment. And when I stretch the garment, I then start getting these tension corners right here and here. If I was to press that, I'm going to get these big stretch marks in the corner because I've really stretched the garment to fit it on there. So guys, what we want to show you is how do you press when you don't have a table caddy and you need to be able to press and get it to the back of the garment, that sort of thing. Well, a couple of things, guys, is we've got to think about button zips, seams, things like this, because if we're going to lay the garment down like this, say we were going to press it, okay, and we're pushing this all the way to the back, okay, we need to make sure that that's off the plate, okay, be careful not to burn ourselves. Now, if we're looking here as well, see, we've got a pocket here, okay? Now, this pocket might hold up this part of the plate here, but we want to press here, so we might use things like a pillow just to get additional pressure in there, okay? Now, pillows, a lot of us have these, okay? They might get it, they might slide it inside the garment just like this to raise it up to create some focus of where I'm pressing and allow this seam to push in down. But some things that you've got to think about, the pillow will contract as it's squashed, as it lets out all of that air. So the initial, when you pull it down, will feel really tight, but as you keep squeezing, you start to squeeze all of that air out. So what you need to do, you need to adjust your height. You do need to adjust your pressure. If you've got a pneumatic press, this will be much, much easier, okay? But if you've got a clamshell like this one here, when you pull it down, see how pulling it down, here we go, I'll keep adjusting. And it's because I've got a really thick hoodie there as well. Cool. There we go. Now, that was hard to pull down, but then it did lock in, okay? Now guys, I've got a showing of 9 there, which is very high, but I can also tell you, it might be saying 9, but the transfer itself, because of that pillow, you've got the transfer pushing down into it, and it's not the true same hard pressure that you're getting if you're going straight onto the mat, okay? So it's not a true 9, okay? So just be really conscious of that. If I'm using a pillow, I want to make sure that I do have my setting giving me a reading of that 7, 8, even 9. I want to make sure that it is much higher pressure on my reading to make sure that I'm still getting good pressure when using a pillow, because it is soft and it is spongy. The other thing that you could use is bits of silicone rubber. Now guys, I want to show you these because there's 2 thicknesses. You can get a 10 mil thickness, okay, 10 mil thickness, or a 5 mil thickness. Now, traditionally we only sold the 10 mil here, and a lot of you, if you've bought these silicone pads off us, you would have bought the 10 mil. But over the last couple of years, we've realized that in actual fact, the 5 mil can actually be a little bit more versatile. It's not as bulky. And so the 5 mil seems to work as well, and if not even better. So if you've ever struggled with the 10 mil, the 5 mil is available. We would typically only ever use the 5 mil now, okay? So if I was using one of these, and let's just say I was wanting to press down here, okay, and I want to get a transfer up there. So what I might do is I might do it this way actually, so I can have the hood. Say that I was putting a transfer on the top of this hoodie. So I've just laid it over like that. Okay, cool. Here's my pad up here, and I want to put a print across the front here, and it might be something like this. Okay. Now, what we think to ourselves is, okay, what we've done is we've raised this area up here by putting a pad there. Okay, we're using a 5 mil silicone rubber So we've got good pressure, okay? We just need to adjust our pressure to make sure that it's the right pressure there, but it's a good placement, good pressure with the transfer. It's going to peel really, really well. And we've avoided any seams and say the pocket down here, taking pressure, that sort of thing. The issue is, because we only put it on this half of the plate, and this top plate here is center pinned, okay? The pressure applies down in the middle, and this top plate acts a little bit like a seesaw. Because we only put this here on the front half, it means the back of the plate is actually going to tip down. It's going to go and place, it's going to press just like this. So we're going to lose pressure across the top half of this silicone pad. In other words, if I was to press that, the top half of this transfer won't press properly. What I'd need to do is actually need to take another bit of silicone or something like that, put it down the bottom half, which is going to make sure that the back of the actual top plate lifts up as well, so that I have a parallel, a horizontal plate coming down and pressing. And when it's horizontal, it's going to have even pressure across my transfer when it's on top of this silicone plate. Where people have been caught out from doing that is doing the same, putting that silicone pad down there when they're doing bags. They're trying not to get the handles, okay, because the bag won't fit over. So what they want is, they're doing calico bags and the bottom of the calico bag is really thick. So they want that to hang over here. Also the handles, they want them to hang over the front. So they raise up using a silicone pad. Same sort of scenario. You need to make sure that you put a silicone pad at the back to make sure that the back of the plate comes up. As soon as you do that, you'll find that you'll get these perfect presses, okay? Now, one of the other things that catches people out when they're not using a counter caddy and sliding the garment on, when they're just laying it down like this, is if you were pressing onto the back of the actual garment, but you had the front and you had things like strings, you've got pockets coming through, or you're pressing onto the front and you might have some stitching on the back. It might be a jacket that's got stitching through the back of it. That often happens, okay, when you lay it down. All of that can cause unevenness in your press as well. So guys, make sure that if you're laying it down, you're checking all of the seams and everything on both sides. Often we're using pillows and things to make sure to stop that from coming through. If you're finding that's too difficult, guys, the perfect solution to that is the counter caddy that allows you to slide the garment all the way on, making sure that the back is slid underneath and you're only pressing onto one layer of fabric to get the perfect press. Cheers, guys.